News coming in right now as India asks diplomats to leave Canada. The country falls in line. Canada falls in line. Canadian Foreign Minister, in fact, Melanie, has urged private talks with India. Trudeau minister softened stance against India. She has said believe in strong diplomatic ties, and India has asked Canada to, in fact, reduce diplomats. So this is what's happening on the Indian side, and now it looks like Canada is softening its stance. India said repatriate around 40 diplomats. So India was basically taking a very strong stance against Canada, but now it seems under pressure from India and from many countries across the world, Canada is finally cowing down. Gaurav Sawant is joining me over the phone line right now. Let's first listen in to what the Canadian minister said.
Tensions, because indeed there are tensions between both our government. More than ever, it's important that diplomats be on the ground. And that's why we believe in the importance of having a strong diplomatic footprint in India. That being said, we are in ongoing conversations with the Indian government, and we will continue to protect them.
My colleague Gaurav Sawant is over the phone line with us right now. Gaurav, what do you think has prompted this change of heart after standing up in the Canadian Parliament and accusing India of killing and assassinating a Khalistani terrorist on Canadian soil? Now Canada seems to want strong diplomatic ties with India.
There are two aspects to this. One, the Canadian Foreign Office is now talking about quiet diplomacy to remain quietly engaged with India, because India's hard action of seeking parity with the Canadian diplomats, not just in seniority but also in numbers, is being seen as a major setback by the Justin Trudeau administration, because they have about 62 diplomats in India, and 41 will have to be repatriated by the 10th of October, failing which they stand to lose diplomatic immunity. Also, the number of consulates that Canada has in India, India is seeking parity in numbers. India only has 3, and Canada has more. So India is also seeking parity on that account, and that is being seen as a setback for Canada. Perhaps the Justin Trudeau administration did not expect such a strong response from the Narendra Modi government. Point one. Point two, at the same time, there is no climb down. Canada hasn't shown any evidence, and Canada and the United States of America continue to mount pressure on India for taking action. But India's point is, where is that credible evidence that Canada is talking about? Canadian media is talking about bombshell evidence in the form of communications and intelligence gathering and human intelligence. None of this, according to India, at least the sources in the government say that none of this has been shared with India. Verbal communication is not evidence. Evidence has to be produced in courts of law, which Canada hasn't given so far. And the argument in Canada is that that would compromise Canadian sources. So that is where the stalemate exists, and India now seeking strong parity is being seen perhaps as a tactical setback by Canada, but we still do not know how this pans out in the months ahead, especially with elections in India in 2024 and in Canada in 2025, neither side wanting to back down and be seen as weak at this point, Polami.
Right. Gaurav, thank you so much for bringing us that information.